Hello, welcome to Frema Shows. Today we are going to cook jollof rice. I'm going to teach you a simple way and a healthy way to cook jollof rice without adding any artificial flavor. I have my fresh tomatoes, tomato paste which is left over. I have geisha. I have my shrimp powder, nutmeg, grove. Grove, we call it pepper. This is how it looks. Grove. Fresh onions, fresh garlic, and ginger right here. I have my also curry powder. First, I'm going to blend the tomatoes and boil it. I'm going to blend the French tomatoes and boil it. And I'm also going to blend the ginger, garlic, and onions. And this is our meat that we are going to use it. So don't go nowhere, just stay tuned. Let me get it blend and stop the noise and I'll get back to you. So I have my ginger, it's the ginger. I have my garlic is also. I have 3 balls of pepper and I have my clove right here. I'm going to boil it. I'm going to blend it, sorry. Let me blend it first and let's get back to you. As you can see, I add oil to blend it. The reason why I add oil is because I want it to be, I don't want the stew to burn. So I add oil, my olive oil to it, and I'm going to blend it. All right, this is how it looks, nice and blend. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 1 letter spoon and add it into my my meat. I'm gonna let the meat steam before we start any procedure. So I'm going to add just 1, okay, and let it steam a little bit. You can okay. So I'm gonna add about half a tablespoon of salt just for taste, and I'm going to add about a glass of water to let it cook for about 30 minutes. So let's leave it to cook. Once it's cooking, I'm going to blend my my fresh tomatoes. I'm going to blend my fresh tomatoes and boil it. And then by the time it's done, it also should be done, then we start the procedure. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. Our meat is done. So I'm going to throw 1 cup of oil. Since I used, remember I used oil to blend the ginger and garlic, so that's what I'm going to do. The next, I'm going to throw the meat in, get it fly. I'm going to wait till it's kind of a little bit brownish before I take it out. Now that our meat is ready and it's brownish, I'm going to take it out. And we're going to add our onion. Since I get all the meat out, I'm going to throw the onion in. I'm going to stir the onion until it's brown or a little bit tender. Don't burn it though. And then we'll add our dry ingredients. Our onion is halfway done, nice and settled. So I'm going to add the dry ingredients in it. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 1 tablespoon of nutmeg, 3 tablespoons of shrimp powder. Remember, no need to use Maggi. Use natural ingredients to bring the flavor. The old-fashioned jollof rice. I'm going to let it cook for 5 minutes. Then I'll add my wet ingredients in. It's been 5 minutes now, and I'm going to add the comic, garlic, ginger and pepper and clove that I blend. So we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Let's let it cook for about 10 minutes. Make sure I get everything out. So this is ginger, pepper, garlic, and clove. I'm going to let it cook for 10 minutes. We are still cooking our onions and garlic and ginger and clove. but never let it go. Okay, you need to keep on stirring it because you don't want the bottom to be burned. So don't let it go. Keep on stirring it until we are ready, or until it's kind of brown. So it's been 4 minutes now. We have 6 more minutes to go before I add the next ingredient in it. Now the pepper, ginger, and onions and garlic are ready. This is how it looks. It looks a little bit brownish when it's almost done. Don't let it burn though. You have to keep on stirring it. And the next procedure is I'm going to add my tomato paste. I have my leftover tomato paste, which is I'm going to use. So let's count. 1, 2, about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Remember, you are cooking jollof rice, so don't add too much tomato paste because tomato paste have a kind of sugary, kind of sugary taste in it. So make sure you don't add too much tomato paste, but rather let your fresh tomatoes be more than your tomato paste. So I'm going to stir it until it's done. Then we put the next the tomato sauce in. Now that our tomato paste is cooked, how do you know if it is cooked? See, when you stir it and you can't find it, it tells you that it's done. When you stir it and you still find the pieces in it, that tells you that the tomato paste is not done. Make sure the tomato paste is really, really done before you add the fresh tomatoes. Now, this is our blend and boiled fresh tomatoes. I'm going to add it in. And we are going to let it cook for about 15 minutes. Doing so, I'm going to add my meat that is nice and boiled and also fried as well. I'm going to add it in. Or you can even have it aside, but I'm going to throw it in. Alright, let's leave it to cook for about 10 minutes or so before we add anything else in. Once you add the tomatoes, don't let it cook. Turn the heat down. Let it be slow cook until it's really done. The next procedure is I'm going to add my geisha into it. I'm going to smash it into small pieces. Okay, this is our geisha. We're going to throw it in as well. Okay. So then let's leave it to cook. But don't forget, never ever stop stirring it. Put it into low heat and make sure it's all cooked. When it's ready, that is when we're going to add water and the rice and make our jollof rice. Don't go nowhere. You are still cooking with Frema Shows, and I hope you're enjoying cooking with me. Okay. Alright, now let me add salt. Since I'm not a big fan of salt, so I'm going to add about a tablespoon of salt in it. Leave it to cook. If you are not a big fan of geisha, you can also add corned beef. But the corned beef has a lot of salt in it, so if you're going to add a corned beef, don't add salt. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of salt, so okay, let's leave it to cook and we'll get back to it. Okay, our stew is done. And I just scooped some in a bowl right here because we're going to use it to top it. Remember the juice from the meat? So I'm going to pour it into the stew. It's about a glass of it. 1 glass. Okay. And I'm going to use the same glass, about 2 more glass of water. Okay. Let's leave it to boil, then we add our rice. Now that the juice is boiling, I'm going to use, remember I used 3 cups of water, so I'm going to use 2.5 cups of rice. Okay, so Okay, let's leave it to cook. You see, I've stirred it. Make sure you do so. That's why I'm using the ladder, so that it doesn't, you know, get burned or anything. Make sure that the heat is low. Leave it to cook. It's going to take about 30 minutes and should be done. It's ready. It's nice and fluffy. And it smells so good. Really, really good. Let's serve it. So I scoop some into the bowl. You're gonna make it like this. Put the plate and press it down, turn it around, and lift it up. Alright, so let's put the sauce on it. Most people don't want to put sauce on the jollof rice, but it's up to you. Put it on this side, and we are going to put some baked beans on top of it as well. Nice, nice, nice. I love to cook, and this is how it looks. Nice, beautiful homemade jollof rice. It smells so good, and follow this procedure. It's simple and easy.